Hey, what's happening, world? B Marsh Boxing, and I'm back at it with another boxing video. So, I've been on top of this story about Adonis Stevenson, his ex fiance, his mother, $891,000 allegedly being taken from Adonis Stevenson's bank account by his ex fiancee, Simone God. Adonis Stevenson filing a lawsuit against her. I've been on top of the game, you know what I mean? Because really and truly, this is a man who's vulnerable as far as his mental capacity, as far as him even being able to take care of himself, you know what I mean? Because of the horrific accident that happened in the ring on December 1st, 2018, okay? So I've been covering this story and I gave you guys my accounts of what happened from the articles that I read, and I basically didn't pick a side because we heard from Simone God, aka CC God, Adonis Stevenson's ex fiance, and also the daughter of his the mother of his newborn daughter that was born in 2018, just weeks before the fight with Alexander Vosdick that ultimately retired the man Adonis Stevenson. You know what I mean? So she gave her accounts on two different platforms here on YouTube. First it was on Fight Hype. Then she went on ES News on Ellie Setback's channel, and she had a open letter that she put out on in the public on social media, and she read the whole letter right there on Ellie Setback's channel. You could check out those two channels, the Fight Hype and Ellie Setback, to hear her Simone God's version of what happened as far as her not being with Adonis Stevenson anymore, her being accused of taking 891 grand out of Adonis Stevenson's account, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Basically, Adonis Stevenson, like I said, his career is over with as far as boxing. You know what I mean? He was in induced coma from it, and then he woke up for like 3 weeks. He was in an induced coma, you know what I mean? And by February of 2019, Adonis Stevenson was moved to a medical facility in Montreal to resume receiving treatment, related to the brain bleeding and the injury that he had. You know what I mean? And Adonis Stevenson apparently was improving every week on a weekly basis, talking and becoming even more agile and mobile, moving every day. And he eventually went home to finish up with his rehab. You know what I mean? So Adonis Stevenson spoke to the press. I'm assuming it's French Canadian press. You know what I mean? Because it's called La Presse. Okay, whom he spoke to, and I'll read you the quotes of Adonis Stevenson, and we'll dissect everything from there after I finish reading these quotes. Okay. All right. Quote, the improvement I have made is enormous. I improved my thinking about situations. I can better express what I feel. I am progressing, even if everything with the rehabilitation is blocked at the moment due to the ongoing corona pandemic. I am following the instructions of the government. End quote. So Adonis is speaking his mind, We'll get furthermore into his quotes and what he told La Presse over there in Montreal, you know what I mean? But after Adonis Stevenson was out the hospital in December 2018, or while he was in the hospital, his ex-woman, CC God, requested and obtained to be appointed the provisional administrator of Adonis Stevenson's property. 6 months later, a judge ordered the management of the boxer's assets to be handled by an independent accounting firm. So just listen to those particular words right there. And I think this is actually the hammer that hits the nail right in the head, you know what I mean? While Donna Stevenson was in rehab, okay, or in hospitalization in December of 2018. He got KO'd in December 1st of 2018. He was out the hospital by December I'm sorry, just before Christmas, about the 24th or the 25th of December. He awoke from the coma on December 21st, exactly 3 weeks after the fight in Montreal or Quebec versus Alexander Vosdik. You know what I mean? So while he was in hospitalization in December of 2018, the article doesn't specify the exact date, but I'm trying to tell you, from he woke up on December 21st and was out the hospital by maybe the 24th or the 25th. So while he was in hospitalization, his ex-woman requested and obtained to be appointed provisional administrator of Adonis Stevenson's property. And 6 months later, and that would be in June or May of 2019, a judge ordered that the management of the boxer's assets to be handled by an independent firm. Okay, so I think that's very crucial details right there that we have to keep in mind as we continue on with this story. Okay, so Adonis Stevenson has more quotes. Quote, I want to help people who have concussion problems. I realize that if they don't have someone to help them, it's easy for people who are vulnerable to be tricked. I was vulnerable. I'm not fooling myself. I have been vulnerable. I felt betrayed. Simone God, I'm not going to lie. I loved her very much. But she abused my trust. She is a good manipulator. There are a lot of things that she has done. The situation is very hard for me. I thought it was for life, me and her. Wherever I was, she was there. You know, when you love the person and you know they will never do anything to you, it hurts. It hurts. Really, she hurt me. But I don't want to start throwing insults through the media. I will let the legal system settle this. When you have had a concussion like that, you realize that family is the cornerstone. Anyone who has problems like that, if they get a chance to see their family, go for it. It's very important. When I was with the other, he's basically talking about Simone. Quote, when I was with the other, I was blocked. I couldn't express myself. I can say how I feel now. Before I was afraid because she put me in doubt. Now I'm free, free, free. A free man. I have no one left to tell me what to say. I felt that my mother is there for me. I feel surrounded by love with my mother and my family. Mentally, this is something that is good for me and that allows me to recover. I recovered a lot. My mom really played a big part in this. I feel better mentally. End quote. Those are Adonis Stevenson's words. We still have more quotes from Adonis Superman Stevenson. Um, but basically, he's talking about how he was really in love with the young lady, you know what I mean? And how he said, wherever I was, she was there. And that's absolutely right. For the last 2 years of Adonis Stevenson's pro career as a boxer, she was there. I seen her everywhere with Adonis Stevenson. Adonis even started having a YouTube channel and did show like them going on trips to Panama, etc. Not much content on the YouTube channel, but he ain't have a YouTube channel before she got in the picture, you know what I mean? And really and truly, she was there the whole time, from the Badu Jack fight to the Alexander Vosdik fight. Like I said, watch the Alexander Vosdik versus Superman fight. Who do you hear cheering the loudest and the most? It was Simone God. Superman, Superman, Superman. That's what she kept yelling, you know what I mean? A great fighter, by the way. Great fight, man. Um, Now Adonis is showing his appreciation for his mom being there and trusting his mother and family more rather than the woman who he feels manipulated him. And he says now he's free, he's free. Um, Again, before I continue, I just want to put a disclaimer out there. I'm not too sure if Adonis literally spoke these words out from his mouth to the press, or was this a deposition or basically a letter given to the press and being maybe it was written by lawyers, family members, or doctors. I'm not too sure, you know what I'm saying? Because I know how Adonis Stevenson speaks, he has a heavy French Canadian accent, you know what I mean? Or maybe Haitian as well, you know what I'm saying? He speaks French. That's his first language. Ça passe, maboule, you know what I mean? That's how the Haitians speak, you know what I'm saying? Um, is he capable of using these words to express himself right about now, really and truly? I can't call it because it's not like Adonis is in the press or doing interviews all day, every day. Really and truly, we've only seen Adonis once in the public eye, and that was in Cancun at the WBC convention, I believe last year in October. Okay. Adonis Stevenson was coherent. He was speaking. I seen him speaking with Sugar Hill. I seen him speaking with Badu Jack, being very jovial as usual, always smiling. Adonis Stevenson wasn't them type of angry fighters. You know what I mean? The way he demolishes his opponent is pretty violent, sure, but as in the outside the ring, or even he's always jovial. He's always smiling. He's always happy. You know what I mean? He looks like a guy who enjoyed life, and I'm sure he did. Why wouldn't he? He's a guy who was incarcerated before for his prior transgressions. You know what I mean? I don't got to get into all of that because there's some people who just don't give anybody the benefit of the doubt, even after they pay their debt to society. These people have never been nowhere on planet Earth or even experienced anything in life. You know how many people I've known who've come home from prison and now have come home are integral pieces to society as far as contributing to society, got families and women and children and I'm sorry, they got their wifey and their children and they contributing to society and have changed their life around. These type of people who wish the worst for Adonis Stevenson, even after he paid his debt to society and were incarcerated, they've never been inside a jail cell or in jail in their life. They've never met nobody who's come home from prison. And that's why they live in their own bubble and they don't know nothing besides just what the media tells them. You know what I mean? Personally, I don't judge anybody who's come home from prison. You've paid your debt to society. You're now a free man. You can only be judged by what you do as far as now as a member of society. Are you a productive member of society? Are you an honorable person? And Adonis Stevenson was all that and some more. You know what I mean? Adonis Stevenson is one of the most popular fighters ever and successful fighters out of Canada of all time. You know what I mean? So there's people who are not everybody's gonna like you. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, those people who do leave these ridiculous, hateful comments over here on these, on the online platforms, they've never been through nothing in their whole life. So those people they look like they have issues deep down with themselves. You know what I'm saying? That they come back on the internet and spew such hatred. You know what I mean? So, like I said, man, I don't know if Adonis Stevenson spoke these words to the press verbatim, or did they give in a deposition with a letter, or some kind of like basically an open letter, just like Simone God read her open letter on ES News. You know what I mean? And we'll get into that in a sec. You know what I mean? So let me continue with Adonis quotes. Adonis says, "quote." Well, as far as Adonis, Adonis he sees and lives with his other four children, you know what I mean, that are from a different women, you know what I'm saying, or different woman, you know what I mean? And he hopes to see his newborn daughter, Adonia, again, who is the child that he had with Simone God, you know what I mean? So Adonis is now basically talking about his daughter, and he says, quote, I didn't kick Simone out with my daughter. She fled in the night from the condo she had rented without leaving an address. The novel that Simone invented is far from the truth. She was not the sweet and caring lover she claims to be. I'm now using the means to see my daughter Adonia as I see my four other children. End quote. Now, if you want to read the very long letter that Simone God or put out there on social media. It's right there in boxing scene on this particular article that I'm reading the quotes from. But if you don't want to read it, because it's very lengthy, it's very long. I ain't gonna lie, it's very long. I would suggest go to listen to the Ellie Setbacks channel. You know what I'm saying? Where she reads it, and you can listen verbatim to what she says in the open letter. You know what I'm saying? So those are the quotes from Adonis Stevenson. You know what I mean? So I want to give my opinion basically, and the truth of the matter is Adonis Stevenson has showed that his loyalty lies with his family. You know what I mean? If he feels that he's been betrayed by the woman, and he was very much in love, man. Slim's nostrils was wide open, dogs. You know what I mean? I personally didn't like it as far as I said it previously, man. Boxers are married. Boxers have girlfriends. Boxers have side pieces. Boxers have numerous women or concubines. I'm not saying all of them. Some of them are single. Some of them probably celibate. Some of them probably don't even be messing up with women often like that because they into their craft. They working in the gym. You know what I'm saying? And there's always the old adage that especially having sex before fights or even the week of a fight or even however long, it weakens your legs, and that was always taboo amongst um in boxing circles and in boxing gyms. I personally wasn't comfortable with how much public affection, how he Adonis would be with this young lady all the time. And I'm trying to tell you, before I didn't feel like that's at this stage of Adonis' career where people are gunning for him, that I thought he was a little too comfortable, and boxing wasn't so much a priority anymore. You know what I mean? I was saying this way before Adonis Stevenson's this story came out with him going through stuff with his ex fiancee. You know what I'm saying? Now, from the outside looking in, I said it on previous videos. She was there for him all through this rehabilitation process, the brain surgery process, while he was in the coma. And as a man, I was saying to myself, that's a good woman he got as far as her looking out. But then again, I said it, the key words from the outside looking in. I'm not there with them. I don't live with them. I don't know what's going on inside the closed doors, behind the doors, and inside the four walls of their house. You know what I mean? Now, if Adonis Stevenson is not comfortable with being with the young lady anymore for his own reasons that he mentioned, then I gotta support the chap 100%. But also, what is a red flag is the fact that the young lady Simone God, while Adonis wasn't capable of making decisions, or while he was in an induced coma, how she was going behind his back. And she's not a wife, remember that. She ain't nobody's wife. I'm saying how this girl went behind Adonis Stevenson's back, you know what I'm saying, and was basically trying to take control of his assets, you know what I mean? And I'm saying, everything that he's worked for, you know what I'm saying? Adonis Stevenson said he's not in rehab like that no more because of he's following instructions of because of the COVID-19, you know what I mean? You check it, but I thought that was a red flag right there, you know what I'm saying? How Simone God requested and got to be the appointed the provisional administrator of Adonis Stevenson's property. How could she go through those type of channels when this man is fighting for his life? Simone God, according to her letter, she's talking about her Adonis Stevenson's mom and family wanted to pull the plug. They considered Adonis Stevenson a vegetable, and they wanted to just pull the plug. Now, she said that. I told y'all in my previous video. I don't know if that's the truth. But if that's not the truth, and this woman has the audacity to say that about the family, and if the family is not, that wasn't even a thought or even an option for them to pull the plug on Adonis, and she said that, then Jesus Christ, man. Some people are wicked on this planet, you know? Boxing fans in the chat, what's the deal, man? He says, "Who you believe?" Look, I believe the champ. I believe Adonis Stevenson. Just off the fact that the woman, like I said, and that was very key, how she requested and obtained to be the appointed provisional administrator of Adonis Stevenson's property. And then 6 months later, a judge ordered that the management of Adonis Stevenson's assets to be handled by an independent accounting firm. You know what I'm saying? That right there, obviously the judge, look, the judge, this isn't a criminal case. The woman isn't his wife or anything. You check it. So the judge, I don't see him having any ulterior motives. I'm not the judge or anything. I don't even know the judge's name. But I don't see a judge having any ulterior motives than doing the right thing. And if this woman is, getting a provision to be the provisional administrator of his property while he's in a coma, then I'm sure the judge deemed that to be irresponsible and unethical behavior. You know what I'm saying? So, that's a red flag right there. You know what I mean? I think that was the key right there to this whole situation right there, and how Adonis Stevenson's family, or this independent accounting firm hired by Adonis Stevenson's family, um, they're gonna handle, his financial endeavors from here on out. You know what I'm saying? You check it. No, no woman should be capable of doing that or should be allowed to do that. Now, if they were married, and I'm not saying a woman deserves to take clean Adonis Stevenson out because they married. When you're married, all I'm gonna say is that's a whole different story. Now it gets a little tricky and dicey. The situation gets murky. And here in the Western world, I'm talking about in North America, when it comes to that, going through divorce court and all them type of things there, the woman ain't even do nothing. She wasn't there helping you shoot in the gym. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't there holding up the pads for you while you there hitting the speed bag. She wasn't there in the gym with Slim. Let's say they were married. You know what I mean? But that's where it gets dicey because a woman can get some kind of compensation just because she's a wife. Look at how Michael Jordan, his first wife Juanita, man, Juanita cleaned Michael Jordan out, not to the point where he got broke or anything, but she got paid, dogs. I'm talking about like 150 million in a divorce settlement. You know what I'm saying? Adonis Stevenson is lucky, my G, that Slim ain't married to this woman, dogs. Real talk, you know what I mean? He's lucky he ain't married. Because now she can't get nothing. You know what I'm saying? She can't get nothing from Adonis Stevenson. So I believe Adonis Stevenson. Again, I don't know if it's the accounting firm or if it's family who wrote these quotes from Adonis Stevenson. I don't know if Adonis Stevenson spoke to the press per se, but Adonis Stevenson's lucky he wasn't married. Only thing he's probably liable for now is child support. And that's just how it goes in North America, in the Western world, dogs. Look, the woman gonna take him for child support. I hear she's already put him on child support, and that's fine. Look, if she gonna put him on child support, she obviously has ulterior motives. Cause I'm pretty sure Donna Stevenson has no problem taking care of his kids. You ain't gotta put the champ Superman on no child support. You know what I mean? So I definitely believe Adonis Stevenson's from this particular um, article. Another red flag is the lady's long letter that she put out on social media. I had a lot of me in the conversation. Me. I mean, she 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 spoke of herself a lot in the long letter. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a red flag and should raise some eyebrows. The fact that she put out this stuff on social media. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't she find, I don't know, maybe a mutual friend, somebody that they both respect, Adonis as well as Simone God. Maybe to be a mediator, you know what I'm saying? Not a mediator about finances, but a mediator as far as what really happened. Where's the disconnect? You guys were happily in love as far back as October of 2019, November of 2019. You guys were together. December, it all falls apart. So I believe that's a red flag right there. You know what I'm saying? And also the fact 191K. Look, man, I don't have $191,000 in my bank account, but you best believe if $191 was taken out of my bank account without my knowledge, even if it's, let's say, my woman, and somehow, some way, my lady don't got no, she don't got no access to my bank account. My daughter's mother, she don't. But I'm just saying, let's say somehow, some way she did, and she does take out even $50 from my bank account. These type of things are very easy to find out, man. You have a bank statement, and your balance is going to show, at least in my case, $50 was taken out of my bank account. That's very easy to prove. Very easy. $191,000 should be easy to prove. Adonis Stevenson didn't talk too much about 891K being taken without permission from his bank account from this article I read. So we need more clarity on that because it shouldn't be hard. The bank statements, the bank could give evidence that 891K was taken out. He can prove that if that's the case. So that situation, we need more clarity on it. But all I could say at the end of the day is, look, if Adonis Stevenson is happy, and there ain't no thing as a man getting out of a situation with a woman that you know is like, God damn, man, I'm glad I ain't with her. I don't care how bomb the punani was. I don't care how fine she was looking. You know what I mean? I've been in them situations, and it wasn't necessarily because of financial stuff. But sometimes, look, man, no matter how fine a woman is, no matter how good the poom poom is, you know, sometimes some women ain't good for you. You know what I mean? And you can't get wait to get up out that relationship. And with Adonis saying, Stevenson saying, I'm free, I'm free, I'm free. Look, personally, as long as if he's happy with that decision, then he's in a better place. Ain't nothing worse than having a woman holding you back. And I'm talking about holding you back like it's just a constant, you know, she ain't elevating you. You know what I'm saying? Like, like I said, no matter how beautiful or fine she is, she's irritating you to the point it could be anything, you know what I'm saying? It could be how she talks to your mother. You don't like how she talks to your mom or your pops or your sister or your family. You know what I'm saying? She's not, you know what I mean? They don't get along with your family, or she's interfering with your workspace or where you work and stuff. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's just a deterrent to your life. And then when you get rid of that chick, it's a breath of fresh air. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even the fact like, yeah, man, I got rid of her, now I can go get other women. You probably don't even want another girlfriend for however long, or a next woman. You just want to maybe have some friends with benefits. You know what I mean? So if Adonis Stevenson is happy that he cut ties with this chick, then I'm happy for him if that's what makes him happy. Because if it makes him happy to be with her, then I'm pretty sure he would be, wouldn't he? Boxing fans in the chat, he says it's his baby mom. Shawty put everything out about his private life. She did in that letter, and that was a red flag right there. Rather than like Adonis says, he's gonna let the court system handle everything. Go through them channels. Maybe she ain't got the money to compete with Adonis Stevenson as far as litigation and attorneys and, what I'm saying, lawyers and retainer fees, etc. Everything that comes with hiring a lawyer. And maybe there's her only results is to write this long letter, hopefully looking for sympathy. But sympathy won't get you back in position. It's only if Adonis Stevenson opens up his heart to let you back in. But the way it looks like, Adonis Stevenson is relieved. He ain't got you in his house no more. Especially if you leave in the middle of the night with the kid. And women do that. They use children as a crutch to try and disrupt a man's life. And maybe that's what she did without telling Adonis Stevenson anything. Maybe he woke up and realized she was gone with 891K gone out of his bank account. Be Marsh Box and leave your thoughts and comments. Let me know what y'all think about this situation. You know I'm on it, man. I personally was a fan of Adonis Superman Stevenson. I liked his fighting style. I liked how he was a threat to a lot of great fighters from super middleweight to 175. Didn't get the just due that he deserved, but it's okay. You still have a lot of fans out there, Superman, and you'll forever be a legend to fight to me, you know what I'm saying, and to a lot of people out there as well. Just because of where you came from, what you went through to become a champ and a millionaire many times over. Hopefully you can make that money, invest that money, and keep it moving and still live a healthy life with your 4 or 5 children. And hopefully you get to see Adonia, your new youngest daughter, with no problems at all. Because ain't nothing like, um, especially when you're at an advanced age like Adonis. He's not 50 or nothing, but he had a child with the woman when he was 41 or 40. I'm pretty sure he loves his little daughter like just like my pops, how he loves his grandkids, my children. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just something like the grandparents. You know what I mean? Of course, my pops is at an advanced age, but he loves my children, his grandchildren. You know what I mean? And I'm sure that unconditional love Adonis also has for his little daughter. And I just wish him the best, and hopefully everything works out for the best for Adonis and his family. Be much Boxley, your thoughts and comments. I'm out of here. Big up the boxing fan. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for everybody hitting the thumbs up. Salute, and I'm gone. Peace.